Hi guys, Archieluxury on the Paul Pluta channel. Quick, wristwatch check. Patek Philippe 5035. Today we're doing the Archieluxury baby steps. The baby steps to building horological collection of significance. Okay, the second step. The first step was liquidate the shitters. Now the second step is a bit of planning. Design a mythology. Design a mythology. What do I mean by that there? Okay. I gotta tell you something. When I was in high school and I had an English competition, I remember, it was an English exam, and they said you can write an essay on anything you like. Suddenly it became very hard. When they gave you a topic, a couple of topics, you picked one, you tried to answer their questions. So I gotta tell you, one of the best things you can do if you want to build a beautiful watch collection is design a mythology, an ethos. How are you doing these things? How are you doing this? Just out of interest there, that's one of the carpet beetles. They turn, when they carpet beetles, they get older, they turn into little animals like that. Okay. Now, I got to tell you, the mythology. What do I mean by mythology? Now, I've already said get rid of the shitters. Okay, so now we're saying what do we want in a collection? Let me give you a couple ideas. You got to get some guidelines. Now, I know rules are meant to be broken. Of course they are. But some basic guidelines could be, we want no quartz. We want to have Rolex. We could build, you got to build, what do you want? You want to just collect Rolex? Do you want to just collect divers? So you could build a collection of divers having a Rolex diver, sub and sea dweller, deep sea, a Tudor Black Bay, Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, a Blancpain. There's many collect just diving genre. The other thing you could collect is one brand per watch. One brand per watch. So in my case there, I was building a collection. I had a Patek World Time, I had a Rolex Explorer 2, I had an Omega Speedmaster Man on the fucking Moon, I had a Archieluxury Reverso, I had a Breguet Type 20, I had an IWC Ingenua, I had a Tudor Black Bay, I had a Breitling Super Ocean Heritage, I had a Hoya Monaco Caliber 11, I had, what else did I have there? I was building it like that, one watch per brand. And that was interesting because instead of buying a couple of Breitlings or a couple of Rolex, you had to really think about which one represented the brand for you. And if I wanted to update it, I'd have to sell it. So you put these little rules in place. Another good friend of mine, Descartes, he had an interesting ethos when he was collecting years ago. He said he wanted to collect watches with a travel theme. So he started off, his first watch was a Rolex GMT. I think he had the Coke. Then he got when he made Partner, he got a Speedmaster Sapphire Sandwich. I didn't understand how the Sapphire Sandwich was travel related, but he said, look, it's an international, he had some that's okay, it's his collection. Then he got a Explorer 2, so they all had to have travel type connotations. He got a Patek 5134, which is the travel time Calatrava, and he built his collection with a travel theme, and that's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting collection, and I gotta tell you, in all honesty, you've got to set the rules yourself. There's a very famous collector in England, Mike Wood, he collects vintage Rolex Submariners. Well, vintage Rolex, but a lot of Submariners. What a great idea there. So I think you've got to design a mythology. What do you really, really want? And I got to tell you, I've had different mythologies at different times. When I started off collecting Rolex. I was heavily into Rolex. So in the late 90s, I had Rolex. I had a day date, 18238. I had an Explorer 2, 16570, steel sub date, 16610. I had a Datejust 16013, and I also had a 16800 sub as a beater. That was my watches. I remember that. I was very, very proud of that. So Rolex. Then I sold it for personal reasons, and it was depressing. I started building a little collection again. I always had this desire, like bees. The nest is destroyed. They start again. Then I remember I got a sub 16, sorry, not a sub. I got a Datejust 16, steel Datejust 16220. Then I got a 14060 no date Submariner diver. And then I fucked it up again, and I sold them off. Money was tight, and then what happened with me is I kind of fumbled a bit. I had pieces. I had a Cartier Tourneau for a while, sold that. I had a few really interesting things. Then, I ran into a few problems. It was only until the late noughties. I had I remember I had 4 pieces. Late noughties, this is 2007, 2008, I had a 16233 two-tone Datejust with diamond dial. I had a Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon. I had a Breitling Navy Timer, old Navy Timer 2, and I had a Cartier Moonphase two-tone Santos. Quartz! Then I sold all of that and got a Patek 5107 when I got an inheritance. I thought, oh no, I was a bit silly. I should have just kept a few. But I sold that and put the money into well, for me at the time, it was very expensive. A 5107 cost me $12,250 in 09. I thought, wow, that's a lot of money. And it's interesting. So then I had the Archie 5. Then I had so many incarnations. Now, what's my basis? My mythology? Well, my mythology is Patek and Pussy. Patek and Pussy. I collect these for me. People say you got 5 identical Pateks. 5 identical Pateks. Well, that's my money. I can do what the fuck I like, can't I, eh? So now, what my mythology is Patek and Pussy. That's the meaning of life. The meaning of life is Patek and Pussy. So I got 5 Pateks. As a beater, I got as a beater, where's my beater, where's my beater gone? My beater watch is my Jaeger LeCoultre. Jaeger LeCoultre.
JJ LeCoultre, and if you're not familiar with JJ LeCoultre,
that's my beater. The beater watch I got there is the JJ LeCoultre, but I got the 5 Pateks. I love them. My JJ LeCoultre, Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. So my other Pateks, I love them to death. Absolutely love Patek and Pussy. Patek and Pussy is the meaning of life. It's the meaning of life to me. Meaning of life. So for me, now my mythology is, well, I wanted to build a little collection of Pateks. It's Patek. I wanted a calendar Patek. I wanted a world time, a travel Patek, either a travel time or a world time. I want a Calatrava. I've actually got 3 Calatravas. My next one I'd like to add, I mean, if the old man carks it, okay? If the old man carks it, I'd like to get a chronograph Patek. Chronograph Patek. Yes, indeed, like a 5170, but I need a big inheritance to cover that one, that's for sure. And he seems pretty healthy, to be honest with you. I would like to, I've got the Reverso as my beater. I'd also like to add a Rolex again. I do want to get a Rolex as a beater. But I'm happy with my 5 Pateks, and I'm investing in Patek books and literature. A lot of catalogs from that period where my watches are in. I like to have that sort of stuff there. Anyone's got old Patek catalogs you don't want, happy to post them to me. Look at the P.O. box down in the description. I'd love to get them, and I'll give you a plug on the channel. So basically, designer mythology. What is it that makes you happy in life? Look, it's whatever you want. Don't let other people tell you what to do. You got to do what you want. Friend of mine, he had gold Rolex Sports. Beautiful. Vintage is another thing. You know, you got to decide. You can have a mixed match. Whatever you want. This is the beautiful thing in a democracy. You can decide whatever the fuck you want. You can make it a reality. You can make it a reality. And for me, I like the Pateks. I love Patek and Pussy. That's what I like, is Patek Philippe and Pussy. Pussy and Patek. That's really makes me really float the boat. It really makes me happy to have Patek and Pussy. I'm just going to put my Reverso on now. I'd like to get I think for my 50th coming up, I would really like to have, and I'm going to tell you, buying and selling and all this journey I've done, I am sick of it now. I'm honestly starting to say, hey, don't sell the watches. I've never been that rich. I've had to sell them to buy the next amazing thing. And, you know, looking back, it is sad. I got another friend of mine, Paul, who, and he's got all the watches he's ever had. He doesn't sell his watches. And I got to say, I do miss my 1016. I would like that back. Of course I would. The Chicago mob out there, if you're watching there, I would like that back. Archie would like his piece back there. Look, in all honesty there, the one I really missed, the watch that I really, really missed, it was actually the annual calendar. The annual calendar, that's the 5035, that watch there, I really missed that. That watch meant a hell of a lot to me. I really loved that watch. That watch, got it for my 40th. It had a lot of memories for me. I remember I got it and I wore it every day for a year. Every day for a year I wore that Patek. I just absolutely loved it, and every day I went to work, I would wear it. Now, I may have changed it halfway through the day, but every day it was worn for a little bit. So I love that watch. I've got to tell you, you've got to work out your own. I can't tell you the answers. It's what is good for you is different for someone else. For me now, I like my Patek. I'd like to add more Patek, but they're fucking expensive. Patek is fucking expensive. I never thought I'd have 5 of the damn things. I think you got to be grateful. I am very grateful that I've got so many as it is. This is more than I ever thought I would humanly have. So yeah, that is a very big achievement to me. So I get the literature. So I'm backing off a bit. I'd like to get a Rolex Steel Sports for my 50th. I'm thinking, you know, an Explorer 1 would be really cool. Or a Milgauss. I loved the Milgauss I had. I did love that. I really did love that. I'd like to get a Rolex for my 50th. I really would. I really, really, really would. You got to design a mythology. What do you want? What is it? What is it that makes you float the boat? And sometimes you break the rules. I mean, I'm a Patek person. You might say, well, what's my Reverso there? And the Reverso, that was given to me by my last wife, so it's got sentimental value. And I love that watch. I really do love that watch. So I think in many ways there, you got to design a mythology. It's good. I mean, rules are meant to be broken. Okay, I grant you that. Okay, but if you've got to have some sort of mythology, do you want sports watches? Do you want different genres? A lot of people have different genres. Like they say, okay, I'm going to collect the icons. I'm going to collect the Rolex Sub, a Rolex GMT. I'm going to have a Speedmaster Moon watch. I'm going to have a dress watch by Archieluxury or Patek. You collect the icons. You've got to build a mythology. Otherwise, you just end up, you've got no aim. You've got to have some aims. Now, these rules, of course, you can change the rules to suit, but I think it's good to have some rules. What's some rules that I have? Well, no fucking shitters. No shitters. No quartz. No shitters, no quartz. Mainly Patek. I mainly, that's the dream pieces. Like, I'd love to get a Lange, but you know what? I'd rather put, if I had money to be able to afford a Lange, I'd rather put it into another Patek, because I've got all the Patek books. If I went into Lange, I got to buy fucking Lange books, and you know, I'd rather stay in Patek. That's my ethos. Now that doesn't mean if a Lange fell into my hands, I wouldn't lick the asshole of the guy giving it to me. Of course I would. But I've got a mythology. I've got a certain mythology for me. So you got to make it work. You got to make this baby work there. And I got to tell you the truth. That's one of the most important things. The mythology that you create for your collection is very, very, very important. You got to set up some, this is your inner being. I mean, this is more important than the bitch you fuck. This is more important than the bitch you fuck. You got to build your mythology. This is for you as a man. Your whole meaning of life is this collection. It's the hoarding, the possessing, it's the material goods. That's what you got to do, man. Get the material goods done right. That's what you've got to fucking do. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's the material goods. You got to build this rules of your mythology. So, very important. Very, very, very important, guys. Okay, so that's the second topic. The baby steps, the 7 baby steps, the Archieluxury 7 baby steps to horological fulfillment. Tell me what you think. Like, subscribe. Tell your fuckhead friends. Don't be afraid to put some nasty comments. And also, guys, if you really like this series, chip in a few bucks. PayPal me and say, hey, here's a donation for making this series. Otherwise, I could just peter out and die this series. Because I need the money, man. It's fucked. It's really fucked. See you later. Hi, guys. Archieluxury. And who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. I want to promote KK Design, which is a San Diego-based interior designer who specializes in full-service residential and boutique-style commercial spaces from start to finish. Reach her and check out her work at www.katek.design. Kate K all the way. I want to introduce a new company. This is Fame City Property Solutions. That's correct. They're located in Northeast Ohio. And Fame City Property Solutions replaces non-efficient lights with energy-saving LED lighting. Now, I got to tell you, the guys at Fame City, they will install energy-saving LED lights at office buildings, commercial warehouses, home improvement stores, grocery stores, schools, parking lots, and other residential homes. Now, you can email these guys at famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com. That's all one word there. famecitypropertysolutions@gmail.com.